Hey, friends and family. Hey, loved ones. Hey, fools and magicians and gardeners and creators, artists of our lives, artists of this life. Yeah, aren't we? Aren't we all? Yes, we are. We are all artists. And I'm celebrating, yeah, all the ways that we do create every single day, consciously and unconsciously. And yeah, I'm just enjoying creating my life, creating the life that I love, creating the life that I'm excited and I'm happy to wake up to, creating this life of love that I've been given, yeah, to live and to be and to embody and to enjoy. Yeah, to live and to love, to live love and to love life. And have a few fun things to share that I'm all about loving right now. And it just ties into some of the art boards that I made a couple months ago and this year, and just like noticing certain themes and certain streams. And it's so fun to see that, like, a few months ago when I made it, I had no idea why I was choosing certain pictures, but I did have an idea of some of them. But now I can just see, like, why, yeah, I chose those, like, intuitively, like the part of me that does know. Yeah, and the part of me that doesn't know. And it's just like a fun game of hide and seek, really. It is. It's such a fun play and such a fun game and such a fun thing to this discovery and recovery and uncovering of all these things. And so it is so magical. And there is so much magic in the mundane, and I have been playing with my magical child and the magic, yeah, of life and the magic of this mystery. So, yeah, I have some super fun things to share. I always have certain synchronicities and certain streams and things that lead me. It's just like a tree. So it'll just, yeah, branch out to something, and then there's all these other branches that branch out from where I am, just leading me further and into like more of me. So it's so cool and so fun and so free. And I love the fluidity. And it's just, yeah, just a treat, really, all of it, and enjoying all these things. So yesterday I came on and I spoke about Heyokah and coyote medicine and the trickster, and how we get to learn some funny lessons sometimes, and how it is like such good medicine to laugh at ourselves and, yeah, to laugh with each other and not take ourselves so seriously, and kind of lighten up that density sometimes, like through that laughter and that willingness, like to laugh at ourselves and the hilarity of our ridiculousness and just the silliness of our silly beings being so silly. And so, yeah, there's some fun things that are coming up around bear medicine, and yeah, just enjoying all the synchronicities and the sync and just where my curiosity and my intuition and my passions lead me. So super fun. So the last couple of videos, bears come up several times, and I had opened this book like a few days ago or last week, and had flipped open to the crescent moon bear again, and that was about transformative action and right anger and all of that. And it was about a woman who went to a healer and to heal some situation, and the healer gave her instructions to go up a mountain and to collect a single hair from a bear. And so she did, yeah, go on this journey of healing. And she learned songs and she learned all of these things as she was on her journey. And it was only like one small part of her journey that she, confronts this bear, and the bear has compassion for her and allows her to pluck a hair. And so she's so excited when she has this magical thing that she needed. to fix something or to make it right or whatnot. And so she hurries down the mountain, brings it back to the healer, and the healer says, well, yeah, tell me what you learned and all of that. And that's great. That's great. And then she flings the hair into the fire, like, we don't need this anymore. So it wasn't the actual object or the magical object that this woman needed. It was like the experience and the journey of learning that she got to go on. And the healer tells her, now go home and practice what you've learned. And so it is awesome. Like, it's one thing to receive that, insight and guidance. It's another thing to practice and apply the wisdom that we have learned. And so that is like chopping the wood and carrying the water. And that's after Zen. So before Zen, trees are trees and mountains are mountains. And during Zen, mountains are the thrones of spirits and trees are the voices of wisdom. And then after Zen, trees are trees and mountains are mountains again. And so it is like, yeah, super fun and interesting. Yeah, just how rich it can be to look at symbols and to look at different things, to see beyond the surface of things, yeah, and see more deeply into everything. Yeah, I super appreciated all of these stories and all of these nuggets and gems of divine wisdom, the wisdom that comes from within, and the divine feminine, yeah, arts of healing. I love so much. I love all of it so much. I'm so grateful to be receiving this opportunity to be learning and sharing and growing and experiencing like so much beauty and so much goodness and love in my life. And so I wanted to share a little bit more about Bear today. Bear is coming up in all sorts of ways, and it was great to that it goes along with some of the messages I've been receiving. And yeah, it does correspond with the Dreamtime, with introspection, with going in to look at our goals, with resting and meditating, going into the silence, going into the void. And also it is super connected to the pineal gland and the pituitary and this crystal palace cave that's within our head and our brain. Yeah, it's really, really amazing, really cool, like how all of these things do relate to inner seeing and, yeah, to our insight of where we are and where we're going, what we're choosing, what we're creating, all those things. And so I really super enjoyed that my mom called me just for fun and just to share this little joke that I got to share yesterday about beer, the bear, and the bitch, the bar bitch. And so that's been super fun for me, and just been playing around with that and writing a little bit about that, and playing with the bitch, the archetype of the bitch. I love the bitch. Yeah, all things bitchy and witchy right now, which is really great. So I had a couple of synchronicities like I always do, like right after my video, and I love how that happens. I just love how that happens. And so I decided to open up my Rise, Sister Rise by Rebecca Campbell, and I hadn't opened that one for a little while, and I got the best streams, and actually ended up reading like quite a bit from that last night. But it was so fun how certain things came up that just were perfect, and perfect messages, and in perfect alignment with what I've been asking to receive. And so I would like to just share a little bit, and I'll share a couple other things. We'll see how it goes. See how it wants to be. And yeah, other fun shares too that go along with this thing. So I opened to page 167, and that said, set your soul's voice free. And that was just great and pure love for me, because that's what I've been working on, like freeing my voice and freeing my being to be full, and authentic and true with integrity, to serve the integrity of the whole. And just been loosening these ties that have constricted and, held my voice in this bind, or I haven't been able to say what I've needed to say, and I haven't been able to express myself fully and freely. And so some of that is getting out of my own way, but some of it is old patterning and agreements that I had made to protect myself and to protect those that I loved. And now it's no longer serving me, and it's no longer working for me to keep that vow of silence. And so I'm breaking those vows of silence. And here's what came through for me. Set your soul's voice free. Now is the time to release your voice, to share your song, expressing all of the things that your soul has to say, to be heard and to speak freely. Clear the chimney of your soul so those around you can hear the music you came to share. Let the sharing of your voice be your own medicine, cathartic, and while you're at it, offer it up as medicine for those who lack the courage to do the same. The days of persecution that your soul remembers are over. This does not mean that everyone will understand you or agree with you or even like what you have to bring. The more daring and true to your message, the more likely you will attract the attention of those who are not ready to hear you. But at least you will no longer be holding your magic inside. When you share your voice, those who can hear you, who are waiting to hear what you have to say, will flock to your side and sing along. Drink up what you have to share like nectar, cheering you on as you guide the way. There are many who will be energetically activated simply by your decision to share, your voice igniting something indescribable in them. Set your soul's voice free. How are you being called to share your voice in a bigger way? If you weren't afraid, what would you do? And that was awesome, because I had found this poem the other day in Whispers in the Thread called Psalm by Catherine Jordan. And she was saying exactly that. Yours is not the only way. And I am not afraid anymore. I am no longer seeking your approval. And so that was a huge cock block of mine. I was seeking approval, validation, and worried about what other people were going to think or how they were going to perceive me or to perceive my message or my energy or what I was actually offering. And just being so uncomfortable sometimes, being authentic and sharing my vulnerability, that can be very uncomfortable, especially if those that we're attempting to share with aren't wanting to see or hear, and they're not holding the space for us, or they can't relate to us, or they just can't hold the space or even relate and mirror our pain back to us. And so I've been looking at the mirroring as well, how huge of a thing mirroring really is, and how that can be uncomfortable for some people too. And so I had actually watched a video I came across a couple hours ago, and it was about how not to raise a narcissist, and kind of expressing and sharing how important it is for children and for certain developmental stages while we're growing up and developing in the psychological, social, the psychosocial development, how important it is to have a healthy adult mirror back our emotions to us so we can process them and learn, to allow them to move through, and that it's okay to feel all of our feelings. And to allow them to move through us and to learn how to self-soothe and all of those kinds of things. It's so important. And I think, yeah, that's a big chunk of what we as humanity have been missing, because it wasn't, maybe done for us when we were kids. And life is so crazy busy, and we're so preoccupied and distracted, and sometimes we don't realize, that how that presence and that listening and that mirroring can make all the difference in the world, especially to someone who's young and doesn't have that maturity and all of that, and really does need guidance and assistance and help, and experience from someone who has gained had that wisdom through experience. So just looking at all those things. And also I have been kind of looking back on my experience as a child, and I did have compassionate, empathetic parents as well, but there were certain emotions that weren't okay to be expressed, or like anger for me. That was a huge one that I've been working on this year, so didn't feel safe in expressing that, and didn't really even feel safe in the presence of someone else expressing their own anger. And so it was just something that wasn't allowed, and so still working through some of those things, and knowing that my parents loved us so much, and they of course did the best that they could, but of course we've all experienced certain traumas and certain hurts and certain wounds, and certain relationships that are sometimes feel like they'll never be fully resolved, but it's okay, in those ways, because they've taught us what we're capable of, and the strength that we do have actually to overcome anything that does come our way. So the cool things, the amazing things that we can do, part of our soul retrieval, and go back to our younger selves during those moments where we really did need someone to hold the space for us and mirror those emotions back to us. We can go back to that memory of that child, and we can actually hold the space for that child to express and to be heard and to be felt and to be seen, and then to be honored and blessed and released. And so there is all of that beautiful help and love and presence available now, because we are here now. And so it's just using our own intuition and becoming aware of the opportunities that we do have to redirect our energy and to forgive and heal past wounds. The next page of Rise Sister Rise, after Set Your Soul's Voice Free, was Ritual Releasing Vows of Silence and Calling Back Your Power. And I super appreciated that. I'll share this and then a couple more things that were so amazing and great to receive. Let's see. So light 4 candles and place them in a circle around you. 1 in front of you, 1 behind you, 1 to the left, and 1 to the right. Imagine a beautiful rose at your heart center, or hold a real one there. As you breathe deeply, imagine it opening softly and courageously, petal by petal. Call upon the power of Mother Earth to support you. Imagine a stream of light connecting you to the heavens above, connecting you to the unified field of all that is, while saying the following invocation. Akashic Records Division, Magdalene Sisters, Priestesses of Avalon and Isis, Durga, Kali Ma, and all the Marys, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Shakti, and rising feminine energy, I request the following in all dimensions, past, present, and future. Remove and render void any vows, contracts, bindings, or ways I have knowingly or unknowingly chosen to keep or be forced to keep my voice or power restrained or contained in this life and any other. Remove all layers of protection preventing me from stepping into the full radiance of who I am and came here to be. Sever all old identities and ways of being that may have served me in the past but are no longer necessary in present time. Release anything that I am carrying that is not mine. It is now safe for me to step into my power in all its potency and share my soul's voice authentically and freely without fear or persecution. I call upon the sacred masculine and Shiva to protect me and my work. In the highest good of all beings, I trust this to be carried out with joy now and in all aspects of existence. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. After you have completed the invocation, don't blow out the candles, rather let them burn down and extinguish naturally. Keep them in place or put them on your altar or your window ledge. That was beautiful. And I will choose to create a ritual for myself with this as my inspiration. And I really do love the prayer, and I love that they called on the Magdalens and Avalon, the priestesses of Avalon, Isis, Durga, Kali Ma, and all the Marys, Lakshmi, Saraswati, and Shakti. I love that. All that, because I've been working with all those beautiful archetypes and allies. And yeah, the next page was about soul stories. We all have them, and many of us repeat them over and over and over again, lifetime after lifetime. The good girl, the martyr, the judge, the victim, the persecuted, the persecutor, the black sheep, the hermit, the mistreated, the cast aside, the one who is afraid to be seen, the one who is afraid to speak. It doesn't serve us to keep living the same soul story over and over again. It is time to set ourselves free from the roles we have been playing even after we have learned the lesson. The thing about past lives is that they don't just exist in the past. If we don't release them, they exist in reality right now, and we end up living the same story over and over again. So what's your soul story? What role are you playing in your life that you just can't seem to shake? What emotion or feeling or way of being is controlling your life? May this be the lifetime you say no to the pattern, to reliving the same thing over and over again. May this be the life that you shake it all off, liberate yourself from the stories of the past, and step into a new once upon a time. Rise, sister, rise. Ask the part of you that knows. Think about the greatest fear that holds you back in your current life. If you had to guess, what your soul story or role have you been reliving over and over again? What soul story or role have you been reliving over and over again? And so that's some good, little prompts and questions to ask ourselves. Yeah, like Groundhog Day, like what are we doing over and over and over again until we get it, So that was super awesome. And then the next page that I flipped open to was 195, and it's called Dark Mother Kali Ma. Thank you for rocking me and my foundations when my soul cried for a way out. Thank you for stubbornly burning down the tower when I did not choose to leave on my own. Thank you for continuing to rip away all of the layers of protection so I had no choice but to stand naked as I am. Thank you for sending in wave after wave so that I know with conviction I can ride whatever comes my way. Thank you for serving up those who did not see me so that I was forced to truly see myself. Thank you for recruiting the haters so that I could learn to cherish and love myself. Thank you for sending those who would never understand me so that I was forced to know and trust myself. Thank you for delivering ones who overlook me so I could discover how much I have to share. Thank you for continuing to catch me off guard so I can see all of the ways I attempt to protect myself from life. Thank you for loving me so ferociously no matter how much I screamed and kicked. That was so amazing. And the next page is all of your feelings are holy. She was so committed to what was rising in her that a part of her died and was reborn every single day. All of your feelings are holy. Give all of your feelings an outlet. Let them be here. They exist to be felt. Don't hold them in. Feelings held and buried are toxic. Every now and then we need to let our inner banshee reign. Frustration expressed in the right way has the chance to be transformed into Kali-style power. Channel your inner Joan of Arc, groan and stamp, thrust your body, and burn it all down. The rage or shame or whatever you feel is not sinful. It is actually quite holy if you channel it right. Mourn for the loss. Express your disgust at what happened or what should have happened or what could have happened. Do whatever you need to do to let it all out. For us to be truly unbound and free, holding it in is no longer an option. Release it we must. I have a particular song that I put on when I feel frustration begin to build. And I scream and I yell and I sway and I kick. And somewhere in that 3 minutes and 36 seconds, my frustration clears the way for something sacred to rise in its place. The same can be done with a good old honest vent with someone who is able to hold the space for you without judgment. Take today, for example. I was triggered by an email. And my husband Craig came home sick from work and hopped on the couch next to me. Sensing my frustration, he asked me if I needed to vent about anything. Did I? He held space for what was turned into a half-hour monologue. Before long, the frustration turned into rage, which turned into shame. A little bit later, the shame transformed into compassion. Soon after, the compassion turned into understanding. Understanding turned into insight. Insight turned into inspiration. And inspiration turned into passion. 2 hours later, 5 new chapters of this book had been written. Had I not allowed the shakti to move freely, had I kept the shame in the shadows in an attempt to be a good girl, had I kept silent, pushing the uncomfortable feelings down, I'd likely have sat at my desk all day feeling stuck because the feelings and energy in my body would have been stuck. But now I go to bed feeling free, supported, held, and grateful that I got to express myself so freely and it could be transformed into something productive. Let all of your feelings have an outlet. Everything you feel is holy. Practice. Transmute your feelings. The only way to transmute your feelings is actually to feel them. If we do not allow ourselves to acknowledge and feel them, they will keep us bound. But feelings are not the things that are trapping us. Rather, they are actually the energetic gate that can set us free. It is through feeling our feelings without losing ourselves to them that true healing and breakthroughs can occur. 1. Sitting in a chair or lying in bed, begin to breathe in really deeply while connecting with the earth that is holding you. Continuing to breathe really deeply with your feeling eye, start to scan your body from head to toe, allowing yourself to be drawn to a particular area. Breathing in and out, notice what that area feels like. Without trying to understand it or do anything with it, just allow whatever is there to be there wholly. Breathing in and out deeply, be curious and allow this feeling to be both emotionally and physically here. Notice how it feels. 3. How long has it been here? Is it yours or someone else's? How does it feel in your body? What color is it? What shape is it? How old is it? Is it new or ancient? Is it from this life or another? What is it protecting? What does it want you to know? What triggered this feeling in you? 4. Breathing in and out deeply, allow your breath to transmute whatever is ready to be transmuted, allowing it all to be here, knowing there is nothing that you need to do except allowing it all to be here because it is here. Your feelings and your body know how to heal themselves. Allow whatever is ready to fall away with your breath. Once the feeling has been transmuted, continue scanning your body for other trapped emotions, breathing deeply and allowing your emotional and physical bodies to do what they do best. How amazing was that? And then the next page says, how do your subtle bodies most like to move? And so that is pretty great for me. And I get to do a little bit of investigating here because, I haven't allowed myself to move in certain ways. And Yeah, that's one of the big aspects of my shadow that I have denied is the dancer. And because I was always uncomfortable in my body, and I had like some traumatic experiences in junior high around like dancing. And so I get to look into that a little bit more, and like where I've held like so much in my body because I was afraid like to be in it. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty awesome and interesting because she does ask some questions about the subtle bodies and um, the questions. Yeah, what type of movement nourishes your physical body? What type of movement nourishes your mental body? What type of movement nourishes your emotional body? What type of movement nourishes your spiritual body? And what type of movement are your subtle bodies most craving? And so I thought that was pretty cool to look into that, and I have some homework to do. And also, this little chant, this Kundalini chant, was included, and I thought this was so great. So it's Ra, Ma, Da, Sa, Sa, Se, So, Hung. It's a fabulous Kundalini chant for healing. While you are chanting it, you can send the healing to someone else, the planet, or yourself. With whatever chant I'm doing at the time, I imagine every single stroke gliding me closer and closer home to my true self. So, Ra, Ma, Da, Sa, Sa, Se, So, Hung. So Ra is the sun, Ma is the moon, Da is the earth, Sa is impersonal infinity, Sa Se is total of infinity, So is personal sense of merger and identity, and Hung is the infinite. So I thought that was beautiful. And there were several more pages that I did look into, and the next page was letting Shakti dance you. Your body has wisdom, memories, lifetimes locked in it. Those of your own and those of all the women that have come before you in direct lineage, in your direct lineage and beyond. The more you sway, swing, circle, move, and shake, the more you unlock, unfurl, unwind, and unbind. The more you let your body move the way it longs to move, the more free you will feel. Let movement be your soul's medicine. Let the Shakti that is coiled within you rise and spiral free. You are here to remember, uncover, and transmit it all. Don't dance from your head. Dance from the depths of your ancient soul. Allow yourself to be danced. Let Shakti dance you. Dance has been something that I always come back to. Like most young girls, I did it growing up, but it wasn't until my mid to late teens that it began to be a soul practice. When I had the house to myself, I would put on the speakers and do what I called interpretive dance. I allowed my body to be moved by the creative force within me, bending, leaping, shaking, and moving in ways that just felt good. Studying for my exams I would give myself interpretive dance breaks, amazed at how recharged, free, and focused I would feel despite having been confined to my desk for hours on end. At school dances, I recruited some friends to be part of Becky's dance group, which turned into a show of its own. We would dress up in theme when there wasn't one and claim our podium, where we would stay dancing all night, much more exhilarated by letting Shakti move through us than chatting to boys. During my 20s, my dance practice lay dormant, and with every year I found myself feeling more and more trapped. In 2010, I was reminded of my love affair with dance by one of my teachers, and as I reincorporated this age-old practice back into my life, I could feel the shackles start falling away. As I allowed myself to be moved by a force so much greater than me, I felt the Shakti begin to rise once again. I was not doing the dancing, rather she was moving me. Rise, sister, rise. How long has it been since you danced? So that was an awesome nugget for me to receive. And I do remember a couple years ago, actually in 2016, that was one of the things that I was guided to do. And it was all about that, like just what feels right and who cares what it looks like. And so there was so much that needed to move through me that it was such a great practice and it did feel so good. I just put on music that I loved or music that I was in the mood for and just like let my body move to the beat and move to the music and to the rhythm and all of that. And so that's something that I get to choose for myself again, and I'm willing to allow that, willing to open to receive it. And yeah, this next page here says choosing to be here now. And I haven't read this one yet. The long sleep of Mother Goddess is ended. May she awaken in each of our hearts. Starhawk. Earth is thought to be the densest place in our solar system. I often say to clients and students that if we can imagine To turn our light on here, we can turn it on anywhere. At soul level, we are used to being one. The earth experience, however, puts us in separate bodies. We experience polarity and duality and all that comes with being human. Many feel the weight of being bound by our separate human bodies, the burden of being in a female body, having the rug pulled out from underneath us each month, especially through the past thousands of years of patriarchy, where women has gone unrecognized for being the divine vessel that she is. It's as if we have been doing this journey for such a long time and are not sure how much longer we want to continue returning here. If this is you, I want you to know this is the time that we have been incarnating for. While this planet may not be your original home, while you may find being in a human body difficult, while the state of the planet may not be aligned with your ideal experience of it, you chose to be here now, to be human now, to be a woman now, to bring back the feminine healing codes and free the feminine voice now. Now is the time for us to heal. Now is the time for us to heal our wounds and step into our womanhood, to initiate ourselves in the way we wish we were initiated. In order for us to do this, we must accept our humanness and all that comes with it and learn to be present in our bodies now. Your feminine body holds so much wisdom, wisdom that is waiting to be unlocked as you give yourself space to breathe and receive it, wisdom that is waiting to be set free as you give yourself the freedom to move and be moved. As you do this, the collective female suffering will be transmuted, clearing the way for all to hear her call. Rise, sister, rise. How can you honor your human body more? How do you wish you were initiated into womanhood? And how can you give this to yourself now? Held by the earth, moved by the moon, sparked by the sun, swayed by the sea, she was a force to be reckoned with. She danced because she was grateful to be alive. She was grateful to be alive because she danced. So, dancing the dream. And untangle yourself. I don't consider myself a traditional person, but a universal person. Instead of abiding by rigid rules, I want to be free in my heart. Grandmother Flor de Mayo. Yeah, that's from page 186. And so, yeah, I got so many. Like, this book is just full of wisdom and treasure and love and beauty. And so I'm just so grateful. And thank you to my friend Danielle who recommended, that book to me. Super appreciate and really, really grateful for all the wisdom and all the beauty and all the teachers and the wise women. Yeah, and everything that we all do get to share with each other, because we all do need each other and all of our love is needed here. We all are needed here and our love is so dearly needed. So thank you for being here. And thank you for sharing your love and sharing your voice and sharing your dreams and your authenticity, yourself and your true being. So here's to authenticity and to rising and to moving and to stretching, and to healing, to walking in beauty and balance and harmony. So with that said, what wants to be shared? This is funny things. So Coyote's like, one of the best teachers. Well, one of my best teachers. And because I've just been, kind of stubborn about getting out of my own way. Like, I'm very accommodating and very flexible when it comes to working with others. But I can be so damn stubborn with myself and with my own pride and things like that. So it is so great and so funny. Life always gives me what I really do need, even if it doesn't feel like the best or the greatest. And so just, being willing to digest and experience all of life's experiences, all of life's feelings, all of my feelings. So, and surrender those things that are not mine to carry any longer. All those things that are not working for me or serving me and are not necessary any longer for me to hold on to or carry. And so, it's a good time to surrender every single day, to die every single day and be reborn. And maybe sometimes even dying every single moment, and allowing, that death of the ego with every single breath, But, and then being reborn again. And so we experience that so often during our lives. Some of us more than others because of our path that we chose, to experience that tower collapse again and again and again and again and again until, the resistance is just surrendered, And so some of us just like to learn the hard way, So, but sometimes, after we've learned enough of those hard lessons, we are experts in sidestepping and maneuvering and, staying out of those those little traps that get set up for us. Those potential traps, those enlightenment traps and all traps of all kinds, mind traps. So I'll share something. I hadn't read about bear spirit in the animal oracle, so I picked that up today just to see what bear has to say. And I also took another look at the West Shield for medicine cards, because I hadn't read the whole complete entry for that, and I'd like to share those two things. And so brown bear spirit from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck by Colette Baron-Reid is number 9. And brown bear spirit says, take time out. The oracle message is, there is a time to act and a time to focus your attention on patient strategizing. The arrival of brown bear spirit signals that you are best served by foregoing hard work toward your goals at this moment and instead taking the time out to meditate or just a nap so you can refresh yourself and begin planning what you want to co-create next. Come to know the lay of the land as you contemplate and imagine what you might do in this vast space of possibility before you and begin forming a plan. Remember, sleep allows for dreaming and rest allows for clear-headed strategizing. How might you become the person you wish to be and experience whatever your heart desires? Insights will arise as you explore the possibilities and begin envisioning your plan. Knowing what you want will ensure you use your energy wisely in the days ahead. Be patient at this time. Relax and be calm and peaceful so you can recharge. The call for action will come later. And the protection message is, when you become so frazzled that you can't decide how to move forward, brown bear spirit arrives to remind you to let go of your impatience in getting to the answers and solving the problems that face you. Now is the time for rest and meditation. Take a break. Let insights arise and know that you have plenty of time to make plans. Brown bear spirit reminds you that sometimes the best and most effective action is non-action, allowing the situation around you to reveal itself to you so you can better understand it. Remember that what is yours will never be withheld from you, so you can really relax and wait until the next right action is revealed. Miracles come from out of nowhere, and yours will arrive on Great Spirit's timetable. So I thought that was awesome. Thank you, Bear Spirit and Bear Medicine. And I also, took another look at Bear in my Animal Speak book, just because I love to refresh on things and pick up on some things that, maybe I overlooked last time. And so, Bear and the Sacred Path, or the West Shield. West Shield. One sec. Okay, so I read a little bit of this yesterday and the video previously. It's number 10 and page 101, actually, in the book from Sacred Path Cards by Jamie Sams. And so I read the first page and I read the last part, like the application, but I didn't go into the middle part, into the meat of it. And so this is what I read earlier today, page 102. The bear came to me in a Dreamtime waking state several years ago and lumbered through my awareness to take me on a Dreamtime medicine walk. I found myself in a forest high in the Rocky Mountains by the old burial ground near Creede, Colorado. The bear wandered up to the spring above Moonshine Mesa and drank deeply of the cold, pure water coming from the Earth Mother's breast. Then Bear turned to me and spoke. "We used to use words like you two-leggeds," she said. We retreated into our silence at the end of the Second World. When the earth was cleansed by the great ice mountains, your people had finally come together in clans and families. They had heard the tundra wolf's song and started to use words of their own. We knew that you humans would not be alone and that humans would survive if they could communicate with one another. We creature beings had to leave the two-leggeds alone so they could learn their own sounds and how to use communication. Unfortunately, that was also the time that two-leggeds shared so many of the opinions of others that they started to judge their personal truths. They began to worry about what others thought and failed to find their own answers within their hearts. I understood that Bear was trying to show me how we two-leggeds sought approval, entangling ourselves with the fear of being different. If new ideas presented a threat, it could be hard for individuals to follow their personal truths. Bear continued, "It was during those days of the ensuing cold that humankind learned to eat meat. In the first world, the two-leggeds had been vegetarian. Fruits, berries, roots, and wild vegetables were plentiful until the cleansing of the first world. When the great ice mountains moved across Mother Earth's face, the plants which had sustained all creatures vanished. The two-leggeds were starving until they learned to eat meat. The creature beings who understood the need for balance and sharing offered their bodies as food to the two-leggeds. My creature ancestors gave the warmth of their bodies, fur, and the instinct of survival to the two-leggeds. Then through consuming the meat of bear, the West Shield's lessons were learned. I have memory of the way our gift was received by a female two-legged," Bear said. "She was called Alana. Alana ate the meat of bear and sank into a fulfilling deep sleep. She saw the memories of our bear clan and learned the 3 paths of the West Shield. I listened as Bear continued. In the dream, Alana watched Grizzly as she ate all that she could find in the way of berries, honey, and fish from the stream. The giantess was filling up for hibernation time when she would have to live off her stored fat. Then Alana saw Grizzly go into her cave to sleep through winter's white robe. In her dream, Alana followed Grizzly and slept at her side. In the spring, when Grizzly awoke, Alana followed her into the deep green forest. Grizzly seemed very intent on rediscovering the forest and noting the changes in her favorite hollow logs. The deep winter sleep had propelled Grizzly into a new state of awareness. Mama Grizzly had left Alana to her thoughts and had gone to forage through the forest, continuing her routine, Bear said. It was only when Alana was left to her own devices that a tiny, still voice spoke to her silent heart and showed her the value of Grizzly's lessons. Alana saw that in tasting the fruits of all ideas, you could expand one's outlook on life just as Grizzly had done by eating all manner of foods. Then Alana remembered the retreat into the cave. Grizzly had taught her to go into the silence of her own sacred space to digest her ideas. The ideas that did not sustain her could be eliminated, and the others would nurture her during the time of looking within. Alana realized that she could best meet her goals when she acted on the ideas that were most nurturing to her. I looked at Bear's big brown eyes and smiled. I was beginning to understand the West Shield in a new way. So the 3 pathways to understanding how to look within and reach our goals are like the actions of Grizzly and Alana's dream. Right? I asked. Right, Bear replied. Now you tell me how you see those paths. I thought for a moment and then spoke. The first path is to enter the stillness of our sacred space. Basically, it is being willing to receive the answers made available to us through the experience of daily life. That is, allowing our female receptive side to come forward to magnetize or receive in the silence. So it is entering the silence. Correct? Said Bear. And the second path? Well, I suppose the next step is digesting the answers that come and learning to feel which ones apply. So the second pathway is integrating the information and discerning what our personal truth is, I replied. Right again, said Bear. It is in the second step, which nurtures the answers received, that the third path becomes evident. Oh, I understand, I said. It is because the third path is structure based on personal truth. If we have a knowing about our digested ideas, we may then formulate a plan on how to attain our goals. That's the structure. If our goals are based on our personal truth and desire, they will be approached with joy. They will be goals we want to nurture because they are truly our own, not ones that others have expected of us. That's right, isn't it? Bear chuckled and rolled over, scratching her back on the boulder next to the spring. You have the idea, she mused. All of the actions of Grizzly will allow each person to tap their inner knowing, and like Alana of long ago, my clan can give the strength necessary to meet each tomorrow with joy. There is no need to fear the unknown that future holds if you follow Grandmother Grizzly and digest the knowing of your personal truth. I thanked Bear for the lessons and began the journey of understanding my personal West Shield. May this sharing also aid you in your joy-filled sojourn to the land of Bear and the lessons of the West. The application. If the West Shield has appeared in your spread, Bear is asking you to look at your present goals and discern how they affect your future. Are the answers you seek from your own inner knowing? If not, it may be time to enter the silence and digest the questions so that your personal answers can emerge. Bear also reminds us that the West Shield is the place of all tomorrows. If you are afraid of the unknown, it may be time to clear away the fear. Strength to accomplish this clearing is Bear's greatest medicine. Call on Bear and feel the courage to meet the future. Fill your spirit. In all cases, the West Shield speaks of the ability to complete our goals, the acknowledgement of our inner strengths, and the power to find and know our own answers. Remember that the opinions of others become mixed with our own doubts and become limitations when we forget to enter the silence. So, super awesome synchronicities and messages for me and we at this time. Yeah. To go within, this perfect time to go within. And so, super appreciate Bear Medicine and this new oracle deck and this beautiful book of wisdom. So there's, a couple of things that came to mind while reading this, though, and it is like, that's great about the structure, because that's what I've been working on, because I resisted structure for the longest time because it felt so rigid, and so that's just freaking awesome for me. If we have a knowing about our digested ideas, we may then formulate a plan on how to attain our goals, and that's the structure. If our goals are based on our personal truth and desire, they will be approached with joy. They will be goals that we want to nurture because they are truly our own, not ones that others have expected of us. Yeah, and that is so true as well, which reminds me of one thing I was going to share from Rise Sister Rise. I just remembered. It was something about pleasure versus pressure. And I was like, oh my God, I don't understand why I didn't get this before about this. And it was just so amazing to receive that last night. And it was just like, oh my gosh, yeah, like, of course, it's all about play, and it's about pleasure and joy and creativity, And so that was really amazing to read last night. And maybe I'll share it next time. But yeah, it was pleasure versus pressure. And so basically, instead of worrying, like, it was so great because it's something I've been procrastinating like for a long time. 5 years ago, I had this vision that, I'm writing a book. I don't know. It's just something my soul told me I was doing. And it was just like something that I was expressing that came right from my soul. And so, that has come up again for me to do. And so I just started taking notes and attempting to kind of like figure out how to structure this, because I just never really cared for like the structures of our inverted systems, and that's why I've kind of rebelled against those kinds of structures. But actually, structure is beautiful because it's the container that can help us with that growth and that expansion and everything. But, that space that we can hold for ourselves and that structure. And that path and that direction and everything. So it was really great because Rebecca Campbell, the author, was writing about how she was in the middle of writing this book here, Rise Sister Rise, and she was thinking about like, is my audience gonna like it? Is my publisher gonna like it? Is anyone gonna like it? Is it gonna be the worst book ever? Is it like, like you can take that tactic of pressure of doing it like, and it kind of being fear-based pressure, or how about the pleasure of it, that, oh my gosh, I get to write this, I get to express my truth, I get to share all these things that I love, I get to learn, I get to offer this. How amazing is this, that I have my own home office and this beautiful place that I can write in, and that I have all these opportunities and all of that. And it's just like, of course, that's turning it all around. That's asking what's right about it and all of that. And that actually... yeah, those things have been coming up for me the last couple days. And so it was super awesome to receive those messages about, pleasure rather than pressure. And so, this is all about fun and play. And if we can, learn and remember not to take ourselves so seriously, there is so much joy in taking those actions to nurture those projects and those promises that we've committed ourselves to. It is such a joyful thing to show up and express care for those things by taking action. And so, yay. And so I did want to share a couple of things that I had written in my journal. And so I have like a super long title for my book, but it's just kind of fun. And it's a work in progress, and it could change, and definitely will evolve. I mean, it will change and it will transform during its birth and rebirth, And so just I gave out these little journals and notebooks for my last circle during the autumn equinox, and I had one left for myself. And so I thought, hey, I'll just use this and I'll just start writing all the ideas that I have for my book in it. And so started writing a little bit and just some funny stuff, because it will be humorous, but it will be very helpful to those who want to receive it. And so I have The Alchemist's Ultimate Guide to Navigating the Apocalypse in Grace and Style. Oh, hamster style, did you say? Cock rocket, kung fu, wu wei, chow mein, imagination, alchemy, ultimate guide, navigation to get out of my own way. Apocalypse, grace, trust your style, blossom, bloom, into you, all your love, always. Seed, stem, root, and fruit, become all you are through being you. Apocalypse, re-evaluation or revelation, disclosure, uncover, disclose, and reveal. Apo, off, away from. Calyptine, to cover, conceal. Kel, to cover, conceal, or to save. Cover or recover. Insight, vision, hallucination. Aponia, fantasia, and clarity. Imagination, navigation, and transparency. Laughter, fun, and spontaneity. Humor, silliness, and tricks up the asshole sleeve. Through intuition, humor, love, and play. Reverence and irreverence, the sacred and the profane, the silly Heyokah's antics, and sacred clown of Coyote's brilliant hilarity. Just writing down some things for fun and see what that sparks and what that branches out into and expands into. So super fun stuff. And so since it's all about the fun and the play and the humor and lightening it up right now, lightening up to get out of my own way and to uncock-block the cock-block. And so I got to go clothes shopping the other day and just get some things for myself that I've wanted, for a little while. I've wanted a new wardrobe, kind of I've grown out of some of my clothes, like in a lot of different ways, like where some certain things, like they may fit me physically, but they no longer fit me energetically or, yeah, authentically. And so, yeah, but some things do. And it's just funny, like how some things I'm drawn to, certain things that I liked when I was a teenager, but there's other things that, yeah, are totally just out of the blue and something new. And so, yeah, just wearing white for one, like I found this white, cozy, fluffy, soft sweater and I just had to have it because of the texture and it's so soft and it feels feminine and it's, yeah, it's pretty. So I got, yeah, to do that for myself, found that. And then this necklace was given to me, or actually, like, um, my aunt offered to buy me a necklace from one of her family members that's selling jewelry. And she said, why don't you come in here and pick out what you want? And so I picked this out, and it's something I never would have, like, worn before. And so it's, like, totally something new, like, yeah, that I'm just going to try out. And just thought, oh, that's kind of fun. It kind of, like, it, uh, it looks a little bit like regal, but it's just kind of fun just for costumey or whatever. And so, yeah, something that I normally wouldn't choose for myself or I wouldn't have in the past. And I'm just like, huh, maybe considering that, reconsidering that. And the funny thing is, as well, is that like pink and yellow used to be my two least favorite colors, which that's kind of funny. Like where blonde is pretty close, you know, to yellow or golden or whatnot. And then the pinks I've just been loving really the last couple of years, and even more so lately. So I've been drawn to a lot of pinks lately, and I think that that's pretty great and pretty fun. And so just having fun with my curiosity and uh, kind of looking into, yeah, certain symbols, certain colors, and yeah, the meanings and the energy that pink holds and all of that. And um, pink is red and white. And I don't know if you can see those candles or tell, but one of them there's three of them. On one end, one is red, and then on the other end, the other is white, and in the middle one is orange. And so, yeah, it just reminds me of the upper Nile was symbolized as white, and the lower Nile, the river Nile, was symbolized as red. And so, yeah, combining those two, that's pink. And pink is the feminine, and pink is unconditional love, and it's compassion, and it's softness. And yeah, maybe I'll share a little bit more about that. But I just thought, like, hey, those kinds of things are fun. So I looked up something online today about the color pink. And it's love and compassion. Leading with passion, kindness, and understanding, the color pink embodies all that is good in the world. Pink seeks to make others feel accepted by offering an unmatched level of sympathy. As an exceedingly approachable color, pink doesn't intimidate or threaten. Instead, it offers the opposite effect. Those who encounter this euphoric shade are often overcome with unbridled joy. And so, and also, it's interesting as well, innocence meets lust. Oddly enough, the color pink personifies both childlike wonder and sexual charisma. These differing qualities give pink the dynamic edge that so many love. Color psychology attributes pink's sultry side to its red undertones. The white elements found within the pink counteract this with purity. Together, a perfect balance is achieved. The deeper the shade is, the more passion it exudes. Meanwhile, paler tones give off a more virtuous vibe. So it's interesting. A hopeless romantic. Seen primarily around Valentine's Day, the color pink is bursting with romance. With its femininity and lightheartedness, pink possesses unending charm. Regarded as a gentle and subtle hue, pink strikes the ideal balance between delicate and unique. Its passionate energy makes it the perfect addition to any intimate setting. Pink elevates the spirits. Oozing with positivity, the color pink provides warmth and comfort. When we see the color pink, it inspires us to cling to hope. There's no obstacle too big for pink to overcome. With its steadfast optimism, pink is perpetually upbeat. In addition to boosting morale, pink also offers signs of good fortune. If you see the color pink often, it could mean that success and good health await you. Pink relieves tension. Rage, aggression, and wrath don't stand a chance against pink. Pink doesn't entertain these senseless emotions, which they're not all senseless. Actually, they're all holy and they make sense. It's just what we do with them and how we direct them, and we get to choose our behavior and all that. So pink doesn't entertain. After all, pink is synonymous with good cheer. With that said, pink is known to have a calming effect. When an optimistic outlook seems out of reach, allow the color pink to assist. With its cheery and joyous presence, it's hard not to smile in the face of pink. In fact, studies reveal that pink can successfully reverse violent tendencies. Endlessly thoughtful. When it comes to others, pink is always observant. Pink cares about how others feel, which is why it goes to great lengths to promote positivity. Unfortunately, too much thoughtfulness can cause one to forget about their own needs. Pink undoubtedly relates to this. Those who wear pink may be unknowingly expressing their desire for attention and care. That's funny. Pink triggers nostalgia. Seeing the color pink may catapult you down memory lane. It's not uncommon for people to reminisce about their childhoods when the color pink is present. While this isn't always problematic, it can be for those who dwell on the past. If you're someone who endured a fair share of adolescent trauma, approach the color pink with caution. And pink lacks confidence. This is what I thought was interesting. Though pink is showy and bright, it doesn't enjoy being in the spotlight. It's unconfident and timid, which is why it prefers to blend in. These emotions typically give rise to self-doubt. As a result, sensitivity levels heighten. So that's very interesting. So skin color is a very pale pink color that has sensual and sexual connotations. It gives a lacking feeling of passion and energy. Rose pink is the universal color of love. It's mature, feminine, and intuitive. Hot pink is passionate, playful, sensual, and loving. It radiates warmth, joy, and a love for life. And how the color pink affects you. Like the color red, pink can increase energy, blood pressure, pulse, and cause palpitations. Pink may also give you peace, relaxation, and satisfaction. It eliminates erratic disorders. What pink says, Tickled pink means delighted, pleased, or happy. In the pink means being in good health. And so, summary, the pink color meaning: with its sunny spirit and friendly disposition, pink captivates audiences with ease. As an enthusiastic color, pink is keen to spread love and affection. However, when these feelings aren't reciprocated, pink can take it rather harshly. Both sensitive and lighthearted, the color pink boasts a wealth of varying attributes. So I'll put this link in the description box, and it was from Color Meanings by Jacob Olson. And so so this is fun. Like with my pink hair, I've just been loving it. I've been loving it, and I'm so excited for my first grandchild, and she's coming in a couple months, so super excited about that. And I've had this packet of seeds sitting on my desk for the last couple of weeks, and it's pink cosmos, pink flowers. And this is something I got to get when we went shopping the other day. Went to Spencer's and Hot Topic, and just for fun to see if I could find anything. And this was so great. This is my best find that I just super love. And that's so fun. Not today. Not today. And here's something else that I found. It's super fun. Just a tribute to my punk-ass teenager self and my fun-loving hippie within me. Acid! And then here's my bitches be trippin'. Bitches be trippin', trippin' bitches. Trippin' bitches be trippin' bitches. Bitches be trippin', trippin' bitches. Trippin' bitches be trippin', trippin' bitches. So, thank you to the trippin' bitch. Be trippin'. Trippin' on her own trip. Yes, because it has been a trip and a half. This whole entire lifetime has been quite the trip. But what do we get to do? Where do we get to go with it? So... With that said, I know that there was some more to share and that more that relates, because it always does, and it always does when we show up and participate. But I may have like just a few fun things to share from my journal. Yeah. For the last couple days, from yesterday. And I actually got some more inspiration about my scapegoat. My scapegoat right there. And I'm super excited to see where the possibilities lead. So fun and so rewarding. I had no idea it was going to be this fun. I just thought, I'll just do a few things with it. But I've really super enjoyed it. So grateful I get to choose all this love. And so let it be and set it free. Let everyone figure it out for themselves. That's like a message that came in like 2 days ago. So everyone gets to figure this out for themselves. And I think Heyokah helped me with that. Yeah. And maybe I'll speak more about that later. And so it's so funny and so seriously interesting. Playing with Coyote and playing at being the trickster, the clown, the ditz, the joker, the fiend, the friend, the challenger, and the fool. And the bitch. Yeah. The bitch is bitch. Enjoying all life's wisdom and all of our folly. I'm learning so much about me and we, and all my ways of being silly, silly being so silly, playing at being so silly, silly me. Yay, I opened up Rise Sister Rise and I received some beautiful insights and nuggets. And then I wrote down like all the different pages that I had written down. And then there was this quote in there that I took note of, and I was like, oh, that's so interesting. And it was by Maya Angelou. And she had said that a wise woman doesn't seek to make others her enemy. And a wise woman will never choose victimhood or play the victim. I'll have to look for it again and see what that actually said, because it really did like something that made me go, well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty interesting. And so, yeah, I had to share that because that was, one of the nuggets that I received. So I'll have to go back and, look into that. And then there was one other thing that I really thought was amazing, and I'm going to choose to practice this week and this next month. And that was from page 240, and that was acknowledge your sisters, and acknowledge your loved ones, and acknowledge your friends, and acknowledge those lights in your life, that add and contribute love, beauty, and light to your life. So acknowledge someone in your life for the value that they are offering to the world, especially the ones that you think wouldn't need to hear it, for you may just find out that they yearn for it the most. And then on 241 and 243, it was all about your inner circle and your support team and building those support teams and those structures and things. And so that was a great message for me that I gratefully receive and I get to expand on. And so, the scapegoat, I had ideas for zippers and corset ties and corsetting type of styling, like maybe even chains and links and keys and charms and treats, the small payoffs and the old ideals, and beliefs that I agreed to or that I played into, the bargain without knowing. So what parts of my shadow have I suppressed, cut off, and denied the most? And that's what I was looking at last night, because that was what was in the book too. It was like there was this one page that said, what part of your shadow are you trying to insist doesn't exist, or some kind of thing like that. And I was like, that's interesting. That's a good question to look at. So like, what parts of my shadow have I most denied? And so, and this is just from what I've observed the last 2 years or so, and the ones that I have been integrating and working with and playing with. And so some of them are a little more integrated and they have been accepted, but there's some of them that haven't been fully included yet and that are asking for inclusivity, and I'm listening. And so, yeah, the aspects that I wrote down that I have most denied is the prude and the destroyer. And what I had denied the artist, the romantic, and the idealist. I had denied those aspects within myself. And it was just funny, like why and how I could have been blinded to those. I'm not sure, but it's just kind of funny in hindsight. So the other aspects that I've denied the most: the crone, the tyrant, the boss, and the bitch, the fraud, the trickster, and the clown, the good girl, the femme fatale, the goddess, the dancer, the angel, the innocent, the sex kitten, the whore, the narcissist, and the sadist, the sadist. Yeah. So that was interesting for me to look at. And I get to do some more looking into those things, looking within. And also, it's been so, like, kind of cool to see loved ones and family and friends in my life, to see them going through their own changes and their positive changes and their awakening. And it's just so great. And so I've been admiring that and appreciating that and seeing that in my husband and what he's experiencing and been going through the last little while. And I'm just like it's so super awesome, like, to see. It's almost like just that joy that I can only compare it to, like, some of the joys that I felt, like, watching my children grow up and things, like, but just like seeing us become who we really are, or stepping into, like, certain parts of ourselves, yeah, that we're developing and that we're growing and maturing. And it's just so beautiful and loving and awesome and great to see. And so, yeah, that's just one thing that I did want to mention. Yeah, and I will probably talk about that next time a little bit. I'll share. And so, yeah, there's just some fun synchronicities. So, beetles and scarab has been coming up. So scarab is a symbol of regeneration, and it's like really cool Egyptian symbol of that rising sun. And so the scarab: crazy, sad, and incredible stories, what has been hidden and what is coming into the light of illumination. Kings in stasis or suspended animation, sleeping beauty awakening. The plumed serpent, the plumed serpent, Abraxas, Quetzalcoatl, and the owl, the eagle, the dove, the condor. Baron Introspection, Coyote and Backdoor Lessons, Coyote and Heyokah Medicine, Coyote and Trickster Adventures. The Lion and the Lamb, the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Hathor, the Sacred Cow, the Great Mother, the Great Horns of Plenty, the Chalice, the Holy Well, the Holy Grail, the Cup of Plenty, the Cornucopia, Table of Plenty, Milk, Beer, and Honey, the Pleasures of Life, the Sweetness of Life, the Honey of Life. So there comes, in bee. Yeah, the bumblebee and the honeybee. And she who remembers Horus, she who envelops Osiris, she who is beauty, Mot, Isis, Hathor, Nut, and Sekhmet. The wild boar and the pregnant fruit tree, pregnant with knowing, pregnable gnosis, and myrrh and the sycamore tree. Blessed be the fruit of the womb, blessed be the fruit of thy womb. Malachite, protection, healing, heart opening. Talk to nature, the elements and animals. Light languages, codes, frequencies, music, mirrors, stars, the sun, electromagnetic, spinal columns, pillars of light, Kundalini, Shiva and Shakti, Durga, Kali Ma, Lakshmi, and Sarasvati. The artist, the muse, the clear and confused, the fun of opposites, the play of the twins, doubles, mirrors, reflections, prisms of light in action, reaction, quantum fields of attraction, quantum fields of consciousness, all at play. One at play, all at play, dual nature and creativity, discovery, novelty, fun, and pleasure, diversity, originality, flexibility, adaptability, curiosity, and the freedom to be. Bitches be trippin', and bears be eatin', bar bitches right up. Lighten the hell up. Okay. Pleasure, not pressure. I really like that. And what am I avoiding? What am I resisting? What am I scared to let go of? What am I really afraid of? I trust myself and I trust life to carry me through and forward. The Godfather, the protector of the next moment. Friendship with life, joy and delight, and horse medicine. Claiming our own power. Wonder and awe, enchantment, love, light, and magic and all, or illusion and confusion and hallucinations. LOL, acid trip from hell. LOL, oh well, such is life, so is hell. Oh well, all is well. She is well, go to hell and be well, all is well. So, just be yourself, go to hell to get to heaven, be the bridge, honor all resources. Be, receive, and give. Write 3 pages about how awesome you are, what you've overcome, your strengths, your magic, your love, passions, dreams, that kind of a thing, and record it, speak it, and listen to it for 21 days and see how things change. Alrighty, let's go and be. Let's be this love. Let's be this change. Love change. Embrace change, welcome change, be the change. Know our value, worth, currency, and gifts, and be all the love that embodies it. Hold on to your halo, hold on to your ass, shape shift and change. Yeah. All right, let's play. Metamorph and change. Thinking about that silly bear, bitch, and beer joke that my mom told me a couple days ago. So silly. We all saw that barbituate. And I'm just loving that bitch right now. Loving that bitch just right about now. I thank, bless, praise, and appreciate that bitch. Bitch, please, thanks for playing the bitch for me. In all your bitchy ass ways. The punk ass bitch, the bitchy ass bitch, the angry bitch, the silly bitch, the happy bitch, the dumbass bitch, the power bitch, and the tricky bitch. That awesome bitch she is. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for coming to listen and thanks for coming to play. I hope you're doing well and you're getting out of your own way and at least having fun with it in your own ways. So be love for yourself, love yourself, offer that love to yourself, give that love to yourself, receive that love for yourself, and be all that love for yourself. Okay, we'll see you next time. Bye for now.